Welcome back to International Karting. Nicholas Nielsen, he starts this race on pole position alongside his old adversary, Carol Bash. Despite the conditions, this will be racing dynamite. The karts exit pit lane here at this magnificent complex at Adria Karting Raceway in northern Italy. Nielsen in 229. Spent the last year or two racing in cars. Has slotted back in with the KSM Schumacher racing team, and look at that. Starts on pole position. The 2015 world champ, Carol Bash, alongside Travisanuto Vidalis on the second row. Morozov, Felix Arnold, Mattia Michelotto, and Jumping Jack Doohan, the fastest qualifier on Friday night on the fourth row of the grid. Row number 5, Christopher Lullam, Leonardo Marcella, Matteo Vigano, who spent the year racing in the KZ2 class. Starts out of grid number 11 alongside Lorenzo Ferrari, who during the week tested one of the TCR touring cars that raced here at the Adria International Raceway just a week ago. Problem for one of the Zanardi karts getting going. It is the 213 machine of Ugo Gazil. Also Alexei Shishov, the Russian, as the fields start to form up in very trying conditions. So there is the pole sitter, Nicholas Nielsen. Carol Bash, his old adversary. How many times over the years has the Dane and the pole gone wheel to wheel? They're both former winners of the WSK Final Cup. Carol Bash won the title last year, and Nicholas Nielsen won in 2011 in KF3 and also in 2015 in KF. Effectively, that was the last race for the KF class on the international scene. Nielsen has been awesome all week. Pole position in the 229 Tony kart. Bash back in form. He won the pre-final also earlier this morning and has looked good all weekend. We are ready for the start. The OK final here in very trying conditions here this afternoon. 20 laps, 26 kilometres of the finest kart racing complex in Europe, if not the world. We're ready for the start. And we go green. Watch Bash around the outside. Can he take the lead? He's gone very wide, but he'll have the run on the exit. Can he pick off the pole sitter, Nicholas Nielsen? They go up through the spray. Travisanuto in second spot. Bash takes it back. Watch the Italian. Good start by Doohan. From 8th already up into 5th spot. Bash runs wide though, and he's run into the back of. Doohan up into 5th spot. Bash tried to take the lead, but he'll come out at the end of this corner in about 4th or 5th spot. There is the race leader, Nicholas Nielsen. Looks behind him, and the field are bearing down on the Dane. Travisanuto in second spot. They go up gingerly on this opening lap of this 20-lap race into the hairpin. It's starting to get very dark as Travisanuto closes in on the back of the Dane. The WSK Super Masters Series champion of last year is going to get an awesome run coming onto the straight. How good was that? One kart has gone around coming onto the start-finish straight. Nielsen gets him back, and it's Carol Bash that you saw spun. I didn't want to say until I was 100% sure, but Carol Bash, the 2015 world champion, who tried to take the lead around the outside, a wretched opening lap, has spun. Oh, a disaster for the pole. He's effectively out of the race. Nicholas Nielsen and Lorenzo Travisanuto, they're having the race amongst themselves now. The Italian has got past the Dane. Bash has rejoined. He did manage to restart, but he's down in position number 30. We have already lost Alexei Shishov, Ugo Gazil, Robert Akachev, the Russian, and also Isaac Blomqvist. So we're down to 30 drivers. Karts already littered around the circuit. Doohan makes the move on Nielsen. Nicely done by Jumping Jack. So Nielsen comes across the line. Sorry, that was Vidalis going by in a similar machine. Nielsen still is in second spot. It is hard to make it out in these trying conditions. That's Doohan for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. Vidalis in the factory Tony car 216, if you can read the number on the cart of the Spaniard. Mattia Michelotto in the Zanardi cart 210 has come to play. His teammate Lorenzo Travisanuto leads the way. He took a couple of heat wins in the dry though yesterday. It is pouring rain, but it doesn't matter for Lorenzo. The team run by Dino Chiesa. This is the second last outing for Chiesa course with the Zanardi kart before going to the KR Kart Republic chassis for 2018, and they want to go out on a high. Travisanuto leads the way, comes across the line. He's a long way ahead of Nicholas Nielsen in second spot. Arnold, Doohan, Vidalis, Michelotto, Ferrari, Catanini, Matteo Vigano into ninth, and Dan Scottapole rounds out the top 10. The gap is 2.2 seconds from Travisanuto to Nielsen. Arnold in third spot. There is the German with the plain white helmet. He has been super impressive for the KSM Schumacher racing team. Vidalis is in fourth. Michelotto has now got by Doohan. So Jack had the speed in qualifying. Moved up to fourth a moment ago, but has fallen back to sixth. Denny Catanini, Matteo Vigano, Lorenzo Ferrari inside the top 10. As Travisanuto comes across the line one more time. This is quarter race distance here in the pouring, driving rain at Adria Karting Raceway. Andrea Rosso, Mr. Red, just outside the top 10. The driver from Torino won the WSK Supermasters Series champion to start the year. That was in juniors though. That was with a different team. He's in 11th spot, ahead of Lorenzo Ferrari, Ilya Morozov, Jacopo Geno. How about the Irish driver, Ross Hayes, now up into 15th. From the back of the grid, Ross Hazy Hayes putting in a nice drive in the 230 Pirelli-powered energy car. There's the race leader, Travisanuto. Since he won that title, the Supermasters Series in 2016, he has been a different driver. From being a bit player, he has become a star, one of the front runners in world karting. He won quite a few titles in minis and juniors, but he also took out the Supermaster Series title in OK, and he leads the way here at Adria Karting Raceway. Nielsen still holding down second spot, Felix Arnold in third. Bash did manage to restart, but he's only in position 29. After being turned around coming onto the straight. Travisanuto is certainly enjoying himself out there. Locks it up under brakes at that very corner 24 months ago when we still had front. No, it was 12 months ago because we didn't have front wheel brakes. He had a freak failure and went straight ahead in the dry. Couldn't stop and ended up smashing into the pit wall at 100 k's an hour. He couldn't grab the front brake pedal because it didn't exist with the OK direct drive class. He leads the way by 2.8 seconds, fastest second sector for Lorenzo. Into the final corner, the Zanardi kart hooked up here at Adria Karting Raceway. Lap number 6, the gap back to Nielsen. You can see it on your screen. Half the length of the straight, a 104.2 for Travisanuto, plays 104.5 for Nielsen. Arnold is actually now going quicker than Nicholas Nielsen. Vidalis fourth, Michelotto, Jumping Jack in P6 from Catanini, Vigano, Scottapole and Pavel Balantsev, the Russian, now inside the top 10. Michelotto makes it Zanardi carts for Chiesa course, 1 and 5. Michelotto from Padova, not too far from here. Travisanuto from Pordenone, also just an hour or so's drive from the Adria Karting Raceway. Oh, sideways on the exit from Travisanuto. Whether that was a moment or whether he's enjoying himself, I think it's the latter, because he didn't even flinch. He didn't look behind him. He's got this one under control, and he will win, but he has to hold on for another 13 laps. Nielsen for KSM Schumacher Racing Team in second spot. We mentioned Nicholas. He raced the last round of the DKM German Championships at Lonato in Italy. Yes, I know that's what's the saying, an oxymoron, the German Championship in Italy, if that's the correct terminology. He was awesome on that day. 7 days ago, he was racing in the Ferrari World Finals. He took 2 wins aboard a Ferrari 488 at Mugello. He's back here in international karting. He's an awesome driver. He won the pre-final this morning, started off pole. But at the moment, Nicholas Nielsen has no answer for the driver on screen, Lorenzo Travisanuto. Travisanuto looks behind him. 3.3 seconds back to Nielsen. Arnold, Dallas, Michelotto doing down in P6. This is spectacular. The track is like glass here. Lorenzo Travisanuto up onto 2 wheels. Spectacular. Slow motion images thanks to the team at WSK Promotion here at Adria Karting Raceway. The first of 2 rounds, the WSK Final Cup for 2017. Nielsen just coming on to the bottom of the screen now, 3.9 seconds. Davi Vidalis, the Spaniard, the twice vice world champion, is in P4 and starting to lap quite quickly. He's just a tenth or so behind Felix Arnold, the German, in the similar Tony kart for the final step of the podium, but he's done the fastest first sector. He's on a flying lap. Here's the Spaniard, Davi Vidalis, currently in P4. Mattia Michelotto in P5. Also for Chiesa Corsanardi. Travisanuto makes an adjustment on the Perilla engine. Down into turn number 2. 4.6 seconds now. Vidalis has actually got past Felix Arnold into 3rd spot. Arnold, the German, back into 4th. Then it's still Michelotto, jumping jack, P6. Trying to catch the Italian in atrocious conditions. Danny Catanini, the young Italian for the Auto European team out of Torino in northern Italy, running in a superb 7th. And it's Matteo Vigano, Skoktapol, Bolantsev in position number 10. Travisanuto will complete half race distance at the end of this lap. As we mentioned, Dino Chiesa with the new project for 2018. A lot of driver changes in the air for 2018 for the new season. You will see a lot of drivers in new teams, new race suits. And although we can't officially announce anything yet, you will see certain various former world champions lining up for certain other teams. Stay tuned. 2018 will be sensational. There is Nicholas Nielsen. We'd love to see him back. He will be back for the final round next week. The last 2 years spent car racing, mainly in Germany with the German F4 series. As I mentioned, he dominated the final round of the Italian or the International Ferrari Challenge. Took 2 wins from 2 starts at the Ferrari World Finals, driving the Ferrari 488 at Mugello. This is the Dane on screen. He's a superb talent from Copenhagen. Look at the chassis flex under enormous pressure, even in these wet conditions. Nitro Nicholas Nielsen comes across the line in P2. This is half race distance. He's now the length of the straight. behind the race leader, Lorenzo Travisanuto. Vidalis is in third. Felix Arnold is in fourth. And then Matteo Michelotto makes it Zanardi Karts 1 and 5. The Green Machines 2, 3 and 4. Jumping Jack, P6, head of Catanini, Vigano, Skoktopol, Bulantsev, Mr. Red, Andrea Rosso in position 11. The 224 CRG, just one spot outside the top 10. And after going round on the very first lap, Carol Bash is down in position number 23. We'll check his times though. A 1:04.6. So he's lapping roughly as quick as the leaders. No one is as quick as Travisanuto, a 1:04.251. The fastest driver on the track. In fact, only Travisanuto, Nielsen, Vidalis, Arnold, and Bash have gone under 1 minute 5s. Nielsen comes across the line. There's Vidalis, Felix Arnold. Then we have to wait for Matteo Michelotto. 5.4 seconds, the gap between Travisanuto and Nicholas Nielsen, winner of the WSK Final Cup back in 2011 in KF3, what was then the junior class, in 2015 in KF. And that was only a few weeks after he finished third in the World Championships at La Conca. Muro Lecce, to his old rival Carol Bash and Jordan Lennox Land, finished second that day. Nicholas at least finished the season with a win in the Final Cup, this corresponding event 2 years ago. Vidalis on screen, the 216 Tony Kart, runner-up in this year's World Championships in England, to the Englishman Denny Curl, who won the world title, coincidentally, also for the Zanardi Kart team, who are leading the race here today with Travisanuto. Vidalis also second at the World Championships 2016 in Bahrain. The